Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Marissa.
And
this is Human Coupling.
The show about what it means to be human and being a couple. So whether you're married, divorced, dating, or don't know where you land, we're here to help.
Hey everyone, it's Marissa. Welcome to another Saturday night with the couple. Hey Brian, how are you doing tonight?
Hey there, Marissa. How's everybody doing out there in podcast land?
I hope they're doing as good as we are because we're back from our road trip.
Road trip, there we go. Everybody loves to be on the road.
I had fun. I had a great time, except the flight was horrible getting there, but I persevered. He was acting like a crazy person. I want to go home. This sucks. I can't believe we've been here. We would have landed an hour ago, but we're still in the airport. Someone did not know how to calm down that night.
Yeah. So sue me, I'm human.
Well, I'm not going to sue you, but I'm going to sit there and try to be as positive. He made me the positive person, and I was very upset about that because usually I'm the one that's bitching and moaning. Oh, hurry up. This stinks. I can't believe we're doing this. It's not fair.
So basically, she's the one that 99.9% of the time gets to be the whiny pain in the ass.
I admit it, and I don't care.
And the one time that I just had enough because I just couldn't stand sitting there anymore.
I understood because, folks, when we travel, he does not get to use his regular equipment. And yes, it gets very upsetting when you're disabled. And like every other individual who just walks into a plane, we can't do that. We have tons of things to think about before we even set foot out this door.
You know, Marissa, why don't we talk a little bit first, though?
Yes.
About just the trip in general.
Exactly. Let's talk about the good parts. Yes. Oh, there were so many good parts. There was so many good parts. We got to see our family. Our auntie lives all the way up there in Laughlin, Nevada.
Yeah, and those of you out there in Nevada, hello.
Hi, Nevada. We miss you. We love you, but it's too hot.
Yes, it's definitely hot. So, folks, for those of you around the world or in other parts of the country who don't realize what it's like to be out in the Southwest, every day we were out there in beautiful Laughlin, Nevada, it was between 107 and 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, girl. Back sweat aplenty. That was terrible.
It was so dry that you felt like you were going to spontaneously combust.
I would say the part when you touched the car accidentally when we had to get you in there. That was
I was upset. Got a third-degree burn. Yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness, this is why we left because it's too dangerous.
Now you know Laughlin is a really interesting city.
It's beautiful
because it's a tiny little tourist town about an hour and a half outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's actually built along the Colorado River, which is very nice. But the interesting thing about Laughlin that I didn't know until we got there, actually, was that Laughlin borders 3 states. So it borders Nevada, Arizona, and California.
Exactly, honey. We were waking up in Nevada, having breakfast in Arizona, and eating dinner in California. It was wonderful. I had fun.
I think my favorite part of it all, and there's so many good parts, but my favorite part was being able to go on the old Route 66 through Needles, California.
That was so beautiful. It was just a part of our American history that people tend to forget. They built up all these brand new highways, and this little town, this little place that people used to go all the time, it's just left on its own. And you know, everyone who's there is trying their best. You know, it has one school. It really seemed like a
town that time forgot.
I thought so too, but it was good to see history. I love seeing the history of the place.
You know, and just a little bit of clarification for those of you who may not know Route 66 here in the United States or from around the world. Route 66 was the first major highway, byway sort of thing. It actually was a collection of different roads.
Exactly.
That transversed the United States.
It went
from coast to coast.
Everything. Everyone had to take it, and it was beautiful.
It was absolutely wonderful, and you really got to see what America was made of and what really made this nation great.
Yeah, and if you want to hear a fun song about that, it's called Get Your Kicks on Route 66. Look up the song. It's absolutely cute, and then you'll kind of hear what we're talking about here.
Oh, definitely. And you know, the whole time that I was there, to kind of pull out an oldie but goodie, the only thing that kept going through my head as we were driving through Needles was the song King of the Road,
which was
goodness. Made famous circa 1961 by Dean Martin.
He kept saying that. Why must you be such a New Yorker sometimes? Come
on. I know.
Quit being
terrible.
Such a New Yorker. Just live in the moment.
I know.
which is what we did the whole time. We lived in the moment and remember what it was like and what we ran away from. I know he was very happy because his body felt great. The pain was gone a little bit. He was like, I feel so good. We're going to the pool. I was like, no, darn. I hate the pool. I have to wear a bathing suit.
But she looked wonderful, folks. She even wore her two-piece bathing suit.
Hey, I was trying to keep it lovely because you know what? You have to be proud of who you are no matter what you look like. Love yourself because if you don't, no one will.
And that's really what we're about here, folks. We're all about the love. We're all about being human. And being human is love.
Yes, and be happy with you. And that breeds love and it brings you love. Remember that.
Very, very true.
Exactly. So let's talk about the room itself because when we travel, the number one thing that we have to think about is, okay, when we get to this hotel room, am I able to have my husband get into like the bathroom by himself and do simple functions like take a shower? There's a certain type of shower, so there's a certain type of room that we must request, right?
Right. And, you know, a lot of people think, well, if you request a wheelchair accessible room, then that should cover everything that's there.
Exactly.
But that is not the case.
Exactly. Interpretation, everybody. No matter where you go, people interpret accessible room very differently.
And you may say, how does this tie back to coupling? But the truth is, when you're in an interability couple, which means one person is able-bodied and the other person is disabled, these are things that the couple has to think about. A lot of times people are just thinking about, oh, it's so romantic to be in a hotel room. You know, we can have those crazy hotel room times and all of that.
Know what we're talking about. Which is
a lot of fun, and everybody wants to do that. There's no question.
Yeah, but in my case, I have to think, okay, am I going to be so tired after getting him through the important things that begin and end his day that I'm just going to be like, look, I'm tired. I can't. It's just... Just getting you in the shower has hurt my back. I have to go. I can't do this.
Yeah, so, I mean, what fun is that? And then...
Exactly.
As Marissa said, I don't always have my own equipment. I do have my own equipment, but it's not my usual equipment.
It's not the very easygoing equipment that you would have every day. It's a substitute.
So it's a lot more physically demanding on both Marissa and myself. So we have to plan our vacation accordingly based on those types of things. So it gets kind of tricky.
It does, but I think after all these years, we've kind of got it down to a science now, I think.
I think we do.
I think we do. I know how to, dip, pull, move, shuck, dive. I know how to get him in and out where he needs to be. And we have this because we've grown together. We're stronger. We know each other. We know what everybody needs. And once you get to that point, it's beautiful. But if you're in a new couple, this is something that's going to be very either frustrating or it can bring you together. Because I know, remember when we first left New York and moved to Vegas, and we had to take a trip because we had to see, okay, do we want to live here? So we took a vacation to Vegas. Remember what happened? That crazy thing when we were on the Strip and you rented the scooter and it died.
Oh yeah, let me tell that story a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
This was years ago before I had as much equipment as I did, and I would travel with a manual wheelchair, which many people know is just a standard wheelchair that you see around. But, I didn't want to have Marissa pushing me around all the time, so I just went and rented one of those three-wheel mobility scooters that many of you see in Walmart or all around the place. And so, and I'd done this before many times when I traveled by myself. I didn't see it as a big deal. So I did my usual thing. I called up the scooter rental place, of which there are many in Las Vegas, and I rented my scooter, and here we are driving down the Strip, just having a grand old time at like the middle of the afternoon, wasn't it?
It was the middle of the afternoon because the sun was up, because I can remember just looking at you.
And then there it goes, just as plain as day, dead stop.
And he's looking at me saying, my scooter is dead, and I'm like, so, what does that mean? And he's like, well, you're going to have to push me. And I'm like, okay, listen to me right now. What do you mean I have to push you? Well, we're going to have to put this in manual so it works like a regular wheelchair. And you're going to have to push me from here back to our hotel room. And at this point, I was like, 7 or 8 hotels all the way down the Strip, towards the end.
We were quite far, about maybe even almost a mile.
Yeah,
away.
A mile or so. I'm pushing this man in this scooter. And this is, mind you, this is our first vacation out of town together by ourselves. So I'm panicking. He's panicking. He's probably thinking this chick is never going to want to talk to me again. Oh, my goodness.
Let's be clear, too. This is your first time away from your family, period.
Exactly. But this is also my first time knowing and understanding your day-to-day needs, your 24-hour needs, and I didn't know that yet.
My disability in its ugly form.
I know that, but this is my first time handling your day-to-day 24-hour need.
And it sucks, doesn't it?
It sucks, and it's difficult because I didn't know what I was doing yet. I was a baby at this situation. And girl, you threw me under the bus with that one because I'm like, I don't want to push you. And he's like, you have to push me.
Well, the sad part about it all is, you know, it's not that, I'm going to say, this is a way to throw her under the bus. But
no. That's not what.
Truthfully, what happens is shit happens.
Exactly.
Especially when you're disabled, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, when you're disabled, you got to expect that. You might want A, B, and C, but you're going to get A, X, M, and P. And you're going to have to figure it out.
And shit is going to happen.
Yes, figure it out. Do not get flustered. Do not get upset with the person, because if you look at them, they are just as upset and scared as you are. So if you overreact and freak them out, you're going to get freaked out. They're going to get freaked out. Everyone's flustered. No problems are going to be solved. So get it together, people, and figure it out.
You know, and that is not only something that you have to deal with as a couple with one person that has a disability.
Of course.
That just happens in all couples, in all relationships.
This happens to be our personal story and, the
way
we work.
and what does it all come back to? What many of our topics come back to? The big C word, communication.
Communication and compromise, because the compromise is I need you to get me where I need to be, and we're going to have to work together to get this done.
You know what? It's one of those things, and I actually spoke about this before, that a lot of times people say it's something that's on the surface.
Yeah.
It's the fact that I don't want to have to push him around, or the fact that A, B, and C is going on, but it's like the iceberg. You only see the tip of it on the surface. Underneath, what was really going on for both of us was like, holy crap, this is real life. This is what may or may not happen. Can we withstand what's going to happen for the rest of our lives?
This is a test, and that was our first major test, and it just happened to be ridiculously outside of our comfort zone, but I think we handle it. I joke about it all the time now and make fun of him, Don't go letting your scooter die on me like you did the first time we came here.
And I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just let it die for shits and giggles.
Because you're a mean person sometimes.
Yeah, because I can be an asshole like that.
Well, yes,
that's
sometimes
fine.
I can say that he has no manners, and it's perfectly fine because I love him.
Yeah,
so, whatever. Okay, yes. So back to our vacation and back to what we did. Since this was the 4th of July, folks, we got the best fireworks show in history, wouldn't you say?
Oh, wow. It rivaled Macy's. It was so wonderful.
Oh, my goodness. This thing was so spooktacular. I'm not even going to call it spectacular. I'm going to call this thing spooktacular because you didn't know what was going on. So let's start with the beginning. We stayed in the hotel room because it was the perfect view. They told us this is where the fireworks were going to go off. And then our mom was like, oh, wait a minute, we are in that tower, so we don't have to go downstairs. We don't have to drive. We could just stay in the room, have our beverages, eat chips, order pizza. Yeah. We'll tell you about that one later.
Yes, we do have to talk about the wonderful service.
Oh, my goodness. But remember, it's 4th of July, ma'am. Right?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
That's the comment we got.
And this wasn't from the hotel. Let me just say that.
This was not the hotel.
This was not the hotel. The hotel was
an
wonderful.
outside company delivering pizza. But yes, we were in the hotel room for the fireworks show. It was right there on the Colorado River bank, right?
Yes.
Right across from these beautiful hotels. So it was beautiful. You're hearing all the beautiful music. You're seeing the fireworks go off. It was just, it was magical, don't you think?
Well, yeah, because we were on the 16th floor of the tower in the hotel, facing the riverbank. So it was a perfect view. You couldn't ask for a better view.
No, we saw boats. We saw, what are those things? Those things, water?
Sea-doos, jet skis, pontoon boats.
Jet skiing. It was so magical. But
if it floated on water, we saw it.
We saw it this weekend. It was such a beautiful time. But yes, we're in the hotel room. Go back to the story. We're in the hotel room, and the fireworks are going off. It's beautiful. It's magical. We started to notice, however, that some of the fireworks were just going off a little too low for comfort. And as we said, the show was going on and they placed all the fireworks at the banking of the river. And if you saw this, you would see that there were some dead trees and there was some brush. So eventually, after, I would say 10, 15 minutes?
I would say about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
it was a rather long show.
Yeah, it was a rather long show. They gave you bang for your buck, as you would put it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was going on, and then we saw, our mother was like, I think that's a fire. And we're like, no, that's smoke. Come on. But no, this was a fire. This started a fire. The fireworks went off into the brush, and there was a giant fire at one point.
As a matter of fact, the fire became more entertaining than the fireworks.
After a while, you're just like, oh, this is fine. But oh my God, there's a fire, and we're laughing. We didn't mean to be like insensitive, but you're just like, what the heck is happening? Why is there a fire? And you're just like, oh my goodness.
Well, and I came up with this wonderful phrase, and I said, I couldn't believe that it was actually going to happen like this.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe
We couldn't believe what was going on, because at one point there was one brush fire over here, and then the fire spread to a tree on the highway. This was ridiculous at this point, because they can't get in to fix this one fire, and then another fire breaks out. So they have to now shut off the highway. We're in the room going, what? How? Who? When? Why? So you're just like, this is too much going on. So you're just trying not to just freak out. And
well, it
was crazy.
To put a positive spin on it,
yes.
Because it sounds very negative, but it wasn't.
It wasn't negative. It was just different.
I've seen many fireworks in my lifetime. Growing up in New York City, I was even fortunate enough to see the Macy's firework display.
Oh man!
While standing on the FDR Drive, which was quite interesting. But I'll say that this was one of the most memorable, and if not the most memorable fireworks show I have ever seen.
It was the most memorable thing
because of the view, because of the wonderful company, and because, folks, of the fire.
Of course, a fireworks show and a fire. It was just too much. It was too much
one thing about celebrating the 4th of July and Independence Day is we always like to go out with a bang. Well, that's one way to do it.
That's what they did, and they kept us entertained as all heck. And during this time, was it before or after the fireworks show that we finally got our pizza?
It was
what happened?
Slightly before.
Slightly before.
So let me tell this story.
You tell this one. You're the man.
Yeah. So, the thing about Marissa and I is we are vegetarians.
Yes.
Which makes it somewhat difficult when we go to towns or go to travel somewhere where vegetarianism isn't exactly the norm.
Yeah.
And in this particular town, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for us to find different forms of food that we could eat and not get sick, because meat is bad. For us, anyway.
Yeah, for us, it's a difficulty. So
yes,
we tried to do something different.
And so we didn't want to get sick or anything. And, we had been eating in the same restaurant in the hotel for a few days, and we said, we'd like to, get something different. So we said, why don't we order a pizza?
Uh-huh.
So we went to the concierge desk in the hotel, and we asked the gentleman behind the desk, do you have any pizza menus? And they went back and forth, and we said, well, let's make this easy. If you were to order a pizza...
What do you like?
What do you like, and where would you order it from?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, this one place down the strip there. We said, okay.
All right.
So we called up, and we ordered our special, which was a 14-inch pizza and garlic knots.
Because they're delicious.
Right. And so they said 45 minutes.
45 minutes, folks.
And we said, okay.
That's fine. That's a normal amount of time to wait for your food, right?
Yes. And so about an hour and a half later, we hadn't heard hide nor hair. Nothing. So Marissa decides to call back. And what was their answer to you?
His answer was, ma'am, it'll be out of the oven in 2 minutes. So I proceeded to say, but I ordered this an hour and a half ago. And he proceeded to say, ma'am, it is the 4th of July. So you know what? I was taken aback by that, because he's absolutely right. This is the 4th of July. And you have to be patient during the holidays, because services are under pressure. Everyone is trying to have fun. So I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Absolutely.
Right. So let's fast forward in time. So 2 minutes, and you could actually see the pizza joint from our hotel room.
Exactly. So that was another thing.
So we figured maybe, 15 minutes later, max?
15 minutes, yeah.
Almost 2 hours later.
Almost 2, darn hungry. My belly is making the noise. I hate you.
Finally get a knock on the hotel room door. And the very nice delivery man says...
Very nice gentleman.
Says, I couldn't believe this. When they said it would be 2 more minutes, I watched them sit there and wait another 45 minutes to put your pizza in the oven.
That's right.
So I'm not going to charge you.
No, he ripped that ticket up. He was like, I was flabbergasted for you. Okay, that's how bad I felt for you, waiting up here all this time.
So see, that's someone being a good human being.
Exactly, and you know what? You have to understand, during the holidays, it's rough, but sometimes people are being a little ridiculous.
So shout out to you, Mr. Pizza Delivery Man in Laughlin, Nevada.
Exactly.
We love you.
We love you. You're the man, because we were hungry. Because, I was hungry. We did so many things that day, and I was tired and hungry as all heck. Okay. So, at one point, we had ice cream because I was so hungry. That is true.
And I know that seems weird, but
I was hungry.
Well, actually, it doesn't seem weird. It probably seems normal.
You're on vacation. You can eat ice cream.
But Marissa and I are a bit of health nuts, and we don't usually eat that stuff, so it was weird to us.
We're of the friends that we have. We're the ones going, oh no. I would rather make my own dinner 5-6 nights a week. I make my own stews. I can make my own breads. I'm a very organic person. You know, the annoying person that you just want to slap upside the head because they're annoying you.
Yeah, but
with their healthiness.
To be truthful and honest, they might complain about how we are, but they sure as hell do gobble up our food when they come to visit.
Exactly. When we have a party, I am happy to serve because I love to cook. When I was growing up, my brother was the cook. My sister was the cook. My mommy cooked me. I would not step foot in that kitchen unless somebody was feeding me. No, I don't think so. But when you have your own family, unless you want them to become, a pizza person or like takeout person every night, you must learn how to cook.
Right. And it just goes to show you that you become what you need. And we have the parties a lot at our place because of my accessibility, but that is for another topic entirely.
Exactly. And it's always fun to welcome and invite friends into your home. In my culture, we love to party, and it's okay with me.
We love to party too.
I like to party. I like to entertain people. Because usually the fireworks show, we have a party in our house. We are able to see all the fireworks in our town from our balcony. So everyone comes over, and I feel it's safer for everyone to just be here, be safe, and be with friends and family.
Exactly.
And I love that.
I'm going to depart for 1 second from our topic because there's something I have to say, and I can't believe that I didn't think to mention this in our show.
Oh, please, go ahead.
But today is Saturday, July 11th. And July 11th is a very special day for us because way back when, 6 years ago, on July 11th, 2009, I had the pleasure of making this lovely woman sitting next to me my wife.
The wife. I am the wife.
The wife, yes.
I am
the love of my life. See, I tried to be all romantic and it didn't work.
You and your romance can go run around the corner or something. I don't care.
So, yes, today, 7/11. 2015.
That's right. Lucky number 7/11.
6 years.
6 years. Wow.
6 years.
Why am I always the one that never remembers?
Which is odd, days? By the way. It's usually the dude that forgets.
Be nice to me because I just can't remember. I don't know why.
I know because I don't count and all that.
No, I love you so much. You're my everything. But my goodness, the man has to literally make an easy date. He has to remind me. I didn't even buy him a present. Nope, nothing.
And I bought her a present today, but that's besides the point. She knows what it is.
Sorry.
That's all right. I'm the guy. I'm the one with the penis.
But
it's my job.
That's okay. You know what? We're in a new world. We're in a new world. All these old norms are not the norm. We are grown, and we are wonderful, and we are moving up from stupidness. We now can have a gentleman remember all the dates, and it's fine.
Okay. Then let's look at the other side. Let's look at the other side of that coin. Then.
Okay.
Fine, then where's my present? Why didn't you remember something from once?
Because I'm busy and I forgot. I forgot. Yeah. I'm gonna admit that right now.
My goodness.
I'm not good at this.
I don't know.
Okay.
That was kind of a weird aside, but what a great way to end the show, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. What a great vacation. What a great show we had tonight. I had fun talking to you as usual.
Oh, I had fun talking to you as well. And, it's time for us to do a little shameless
plug. Okay,
so we would like to take a time before we plug ourselves to plug one of our wonderful listeners on SoundCloud.
Called Keeping It Nice. They're in Baltimore, Maryland. It's with James and Luke. You guys rock. Thank you very much for listening. And please always join us because we'll always join you.
And as always, if you want to know more about us, you can email us at humancoupling@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Join our YouTube channel.
And always, we are on Twitter. If you follow me, I will always send you a personal message.
You can also like us on Facebook and friend us on Facebook.
Of course, because Facey Space is where it's at.
And follow us on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Well, that's all we have for tonight.
Aw. Bye-bye now.